Hello folks.
Hi.
Young Robbie and I are up at the allotment today and we've got a bit of an issue to deal with. And what are we looking at today, Robbie?
Our potatoes.
Our potatoes, yeah. So let's have a walk up here. So it is, again, it's absolutely roasting today as it has been everywhere recently. And sorry, I'm chopping my head off there. It's difficult to get both me and Robbie in the same shot together. There we go, that's a bit better. You can see us both there now together. You can. So we've got a bit of an issue. We've got a bit of a blight scare, but we're not sure if it is blight or if it isn't, because it's a bit of a funny one. So we've got some of the symptoms of blight, but not all of them. And the weather, obviously, the weather is really, really key to blight. So it's going to be really humid to sort of get the spores moving about and going. It has been really warm here recently. I mean, you can see us both absolutely roasting. We're covered in factor 50 and we've got our hats on and whatnot. But it's not very humid. It's really, really dry. So I'm not quite convinced yet. But what I'll do is I'll flip you around. We'll have a look about the potatoes. We'll talk about what we can see, what we think, and what the plan of action is going to be going forward. So here we are where we've got the potato patch. It's sort of split up in two. You can see here we've got a path down the middle and we've got the two beds there, one on the left slightly bigger to the one on the right. There's young Robbie coming to show you where they are. So let me show you what we can see. So this particular plant here at the end, if my shadow doesn't cast all over it, you can see it's pretty dry. Some of the leaves have gone brown and crispy. You can see on these ones here, there's a few sort of brown spots and what have you. But if you look at the stems, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the stems on the plants. So we have some of the symptoms of blight, which are these sort of brown spots on the leaves, but there's no lesions on the stems, which is what I was expect to see. And also on the underside, normally you would see a sort of a white fuzzy kind of mold thing, and that isn't there. And that combined with the weather just sort of, I want to be careful around this, and I'll show you why, because there's some other plants further down the plot there showing some similar symptoms. But you know how quickly blight can spread and how devastating it is once it gets hold of things. So I'm just going to have a look around and we'll see what we think. So this one here, it still feels healthy. You know, it was planted on the little thing there. So this is 17th of April and it is a Mayan rose variety. So the other Mayan roses ones are looking okay-ish. You know, there's not like, I was a bit worried because there wasn't really many flowers on it, but the other ones haven't. This one's got like 1 or 2 flowers on it. This one here, you can see there some similar sort of splodges on the leaves. And this one here, as we go deep down in there's some sort of yellowing of the leaves there as well. Although admittedly, it looks like those have been chomped on. But looking around and about, all the other potato plants, certainly up and down here, and certainly in the bed opposite, look absolutely tip-top. Not a jot of bother with them. And some are even so far on that the ones over there, you might not be able to see it, have got seeds on them. So when they start to grow, the green seed pods. So this is the dilemma we've got. So I'll have another little scoot round here. Let me show you these ones up here. So you can see this one as well. We've got some yellowing leaves and some leaves that have died off. And this one as well. But it's not like devastation. And you know, blight moves around really, really, really quickly once it gets hold. Which makes me think that this is a bit of a, a bit of a combination of the really, really hot, dry conditions that we've had. When I've watered them, this could even just be scorch on the leaves where I've dropped water on them or something like that when I've been watering. So I'm not really sure, but I'm going to be on the safe side. And what I'm going to do, any stalks, any stems that have got this sort of dead or drying material on, or anything that's got any of these sort of brown patches, I'm just going to cut it off and get rid of it, because we don't want it about. No matter, it's not going to feed the plant anymore, it's not going to do anything to the plant anymore, it's dying off, so we're just going to get rid of it. Right, so I'm back and facing the other way. We've got you set up on the tripod, so you can see what I'm up to. So I've got some scissors. I was looking for my snips, couldn't find them anywhere. They're either in the shed or in the polytunnel or somewhere hidden, somewhere useful, or more than likely I've been doing something and I've left them somewhere. So anyway, they've been replaced with scissors, which I might chop this fly up that's busy buzzing around us. But what I'm going to do is, you can see that I'm going to take, these are dead. That's going to do nothing for the potato, but if I show you close up there you go. So you can see the dead leaves, but there's no lesions or anything at all on the stems. The stems actually look pretty decent and pretty healthy. But I'm erring on the side of caution. So we've got an old compost bag. This is going in. Anything that I cut off today, anything that I trim back of all these plants around here, any little brown bits of dead bits, is going in the sort of garden incinerator that we've got at home. So we're going to get a shot of it. Anything with blight, you don't put it in your compost, you don't do anything like that. Anything that you even think or suspect that might have it, get it incinerated, or put it in your sort of council waste bin in the garden and get rid of it that way. But anyway, let's give these a little bit more of a trim. And like I say, I might just be panicking a little bit here, because you know, blight's one of those things that once it gets in and once it gets hold, things are done for. And the last thing I want is it for getting the polytunnel and anywhere near all those tomatoes that are in there. So whenever I come up and I do my watering, I always make sure that the first job I do is water in there and get that polytunnel sorted and the tomatoes in there done and dusted before I come out here and touch anything else. Because like I say, last thing I want to do is transfer anything like this in there and cause a disease in there. That'll be all we need. But we're a good, from where the potatoes are here, from where I am here to the polytunnel, that's probably a good sort of 10 meters, I reckon, between me and there. And obviously you've got the polytunnel cover over it, so hopefully it's in a pretty safe hands. And because with these Mayan rose ones, because I'm trimming off pretty much all of the foliage on them, because it's all looking pretty ropey, at the weekend when I've got more time, certainly this first batch here that's right at the edge of the bed, I'm going to get them all dug up and have a look at them, just to make sure that there's no problems with the potatoes that are in the ground, and there's no sort of, you know, you get those sort of reddy, browny lesions, these squashy spots on the potatoes if they've got blight in there. Look, we've got a big sort of I can't mind what you call them, big weed anyway in there causing some problems. Dandelion, is that a dandelion? I don't know. I cannot mind. You know when your mind just goes blank. Usually when I'm filming something for you guys, my mind goes blank and I cannot for the life of us remember what it is. I can't. Right. No, that's going and that's going. So I think, to be honest, this one plant here, it's all going. There it is. Right, so all the foliage is gone. And say if I had more time today, I'd get those dug up and have a look. But that's going to be a job, one for the weekend when I'm back and I've got more time to look at this and properly suss it out. But if anybody's got any advice, I mean, look, you can see the little black spots and whatnot on the end of there, but again, stems are looking absolutely fine. There's no blotches, there's no lesions on them, there's no white sort of moldy kind of stuff looking. Please leave any advice or that you have in the comments below. Let me know if you think it's blight or if it's not, because if it is blight, I'll have to take probably a little bit more drastic action around here just to stop us from spreading or going anywhere else. Anyway, you don't need to see me trimming all of this lot, so I'll get this finished off and I'll be back with you in just a jiffy. Right, job done with the potatoes. So first of all, here's our plastic bag full of dodgy looking foliage. A lot of the yellow and blotchy stuff was right down at the bottom, so I am thinking it's just, you know, the edge of the potatoes and it's starting to die off. But if I have a look here, you can see there I've trimmed all of that out, all that's gone. And all the way around here, all the sort of browny blotchy bits have all been taken off and put in that bag. So hopefully all the rest of them are going to be okay. I'm going to keep a real close eye on it over the next few weeks just to see how that develops, just to see if anything's happening, and also a real close eye on the things inside the polytunnel just to make sure that we're not seeing any signs of anything like this on the tomato plants in there that we're seeing out here on the potatoes. Well, that is the end of our second shortish sort of video. Like I say, over the next couple of weeks we're going to be doing a few sort of quick fire ones and getting these done, just because of the amount of time that we've got for getting up here and doing things and whatnot. Anyway, if you like what we've been up to, please give us a subscribe or give us a thumbs up. Please leave comments below on what you think's up with the potatoes. If you do think it's blight, let me know. If you don't, if you think it's something else, please also let me know, and we'll see what we can do up here. Anyway, that's it from me and Robbie today, and we will see you on the next one. Bye for now, folks.
Bye.